Welcome back, Trinity people. We're getting you ready to meditate with us on Wednesday nights. This week, our energy is order. And we've been doing this for several years now. I went back and looked at one of the other videos that we'd done on order. And in that video, I make a big deal about two-part order versus three-part order. And that's still applicable, and I encourage you to go check that out. But tonight I'm going to be talking about universal order, which is a broader version of the energy. Universal order is very simply being, doing, having. That's the order things have to go in for the universe to work with you. Sadly, we almost always do it backwards. We want to have something, so we end up doing something to try and get it, hoping that this will make us be satisfied or loved or complete or whatever. This doesn't work. You can do a lot of things and put them in a sequence and say, oh, I'm really empowering order. But if you started off in the wrong place, it's really not order. For instance, earlier this winter, I had a bout with the flu. I was so proud of myself for getting all my COVID shots that I forgot there are other things that can make you sick. And I got a little bit of the flu. It wasn't terrible. I was not incapacitated. I was still walking around, going to work. I just had kind of a sinusy headache and, very stuffy at night, couldn't breathe. I was getting by with some wonderful nasal spray that opened up my head. And one night I ran out of the nasal spray. And I immediately thought I should go to the drugstore and get some nasal spray. So I began making plans. Well, first I need to find my keys. And then I need to make a list to see if there's anything else that I need at the drugstore while I'm there. And then I need to go get in the car, and probably I'll have to get some gas, but maybe I can do that after I pick up the nasal spray. And I had this whole little plan of the sequence of events. Thankfully, before I got out the door, I stopped and I said, wait a second, what is my energy? What am I being here? Well, very obviously I was trying to be in the energy of care, take care of myself. And so when I realized my being, I thought, well, I know several people who are going to the post office tomorrow, and they share the energy of care with me. Maybe one of them would pick up the nose drops for me. And so I called around, and sure enough, I found somebody more than willing to join me in care. And it changed the sequence of events. Now, if I hadn't thought of that, if I hadn't thought, what is my being, then I would have gone ahead with my little sequence, and I would have thought, I'm in order. I'm using the energy of order to make my little plan. But it wouldn't be real order because it wouldn't be in alignment with universal order. Are you starting to understand? Being, doing, having. Or if you prefer, love who you are being, and then the wisdom of what to do about that love comes to you, and finally you manifest. Being, doing, having is really just love, wisdom, and power. This order is very important. It is the universal order, and if you don't take that into account, all of your personal order, your sequence of events, will not be powerful at all. The self-defense technique that I'm going to give you tonight that I think is very helpful in maintaining this is one that we've looked at before. Remember, whenever you're in trouble, I've always told you, get your hands up. Keep your hands up in a defensive position. But if the person in front of you is aggressive and you do this, it looks like we're already in a confrontation. So very often I modify this posture and I have my hands here when I'm talking to somebody. I go, that is a very interesting point. Let me think about it. And it looks like I'm being contemplative. It looks like I'm listening to them. But really, my hands are in the perfect position. If somebody throws a punch at me, I can counter and go right to their face. If they try and grab at me, I can knock that down. I'm right here ready to intercept anything that happens. But more importantly, this sensation of centering yourself in who you are being will get you into that place of universal order. This gesture has been empowered by hundreds of cultures for thousands of years. All the time you see somebody do this, and you think, oh, they're praying. But what they're really doing is just saying, what is it that I love? What am I being here? It takes you out of the what's happening out there and puts you back into the what's happening in here, which is where you have to start to be part of universal order. If you think this stuff's important, you should be a part of our channel. Subscribe. Show us a little love by liking that button and subscribing to the channel. If you do, then you're part of what we're empowering with our meditations every week. We invite you to be a part of it. Come back more and enjoy some more Trinity.